Hey everyone, I'm Roger Haskett. We're talking with business leaders about resilience and engagement while you're remote. Or actually, it works whether you're remote or in person, but we're dealing with the extra hassle, the extra stress of being remote. So last video, we talked about movement, setting things up so that you can still have movement, that you can still move around and interact with people. So that you weren't stuck and you weren't also that you were up. We sort of mentioned that briefly, but you want to make sure that you have at least one of your video options is up, and that is. So this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the ease of use. So regardless of how you set it up, whether you have movement or not, whether you're stuck in a smaller spot or not, what you want to set up is something that is so easy to use that it is not an issue. So when I started setting this up about 3 weeks ago, when I started to go, wow, I'm working on a video channel and I need to do this, I need to jump up on a regular basis, and it needs to be easy. So I started to create a system that was a 1, 2, 3 system. So one, I already have my gear set up. I have a ring light. I stole this idea from YouTubers. They use it because it makes you look good. This is one of the issues that you want to be thinking of, how to look as good as possible on video. We're humans. We respond to people being appealing. So do what you can to be as appealing as possible. And as appealing as you want. Like, you don't have to go to put on makeup and I'm not putting on any makeup. You don't have to put on makeup. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is appealing for you, that you don't have to, as we talked about last video, you don't have to use up any of your brain space to be judging your performance while you're doing it. Rather, you want to be just having a 1, 2, 3 punch, like that. It's so easy that, so for me, it's a matter of, I need to do a video. I grab my phone, I stick it into the clip that I've already got set up, that's in my ring light, that's already set up on a tripod, that's already in the spot that I want it to be in. All I need to do is put the camera right there. I need to flip it around, push a couple buttons so that it's pointing at me. And then I, turn on the light and I make sure this is something that it would be, this would be really smart. To make a list and put it on your ring light until you get it in your body, like the 1, 2, 3. The last thing that you want to be doing is making sure that you look good and the room looks good. Like, so to look around and go, yeah, everything's where it should be. And, in this video, I look decent enough. Like, I look good enough that, and then you go, bam. And then it's on. And then you also should know what your mark is. So I'm an actor, right? So like I've spent my 25 years in front of cameras. What you want is you want to know where your mark is, so that you want to know where you're standing for the ideal effect, so that you are as present as possible. Like, let me give you a couple examples of what you don't want to do. You don't want to be like this. Hey everyone, I'm down here talking like this. You don't want to be like, hey everyone, I'm over here talking, right? Like you don't want to be set up so that you're causing grief right from the beginning, right? Like, and you don't want to be small in it, and you don't want to be overly present. Like, you don't want to be standing like here. These are the things that you think of. It doesn't take a long time to figure this out. But if this is more than you want to deal with, which is fair, hire someone who does live event AV. They're probably looking for work, and have them come in and go, yeah, this is what you should do, and here's what I would recommend. You shouldn't have to spend more than a couple $100 to maybe $300-400 to get some decent stuff. My friend John Chen uses a bank, uses a light on this side and a light on this side, so it comes from both. I really like these ring lights because it's bam, bam, bam. As you can tell, I like things to be set up and straightforward so that I can get into what it is that I want to do, right? So that I don't have to be worried about everything else. And if you notice this room set up, it is almost exactly the same. I go from the edge right about there from one of my awards. I make sure that people can see my book that is on this side. I make sure that, to me, it's really important. I'm a family guy. I really is important to me. This is one of the most important things for me to be thinking of. So I like other people to see it too. I've got some awards. I got some messy stuff. Like, this is my brain up there, and I keep thinking about whether I should make that cleaner or not, and I will one day. But this is still who I am, and I don't mind showing this. This is all thought out. That's what you should be doing as well. All of it thought out. You might be able to catch a little bit of my kids' drawings on the wall. That's thought out. I like people to know that my family is important to me. it's important to me. So I like people to know that. All right, so we talked about movement last time. We talked about, this one is really about how to set up and go. We haven't really talked too much about the details in terms of the ring light and the podium, but it's the tripod, very straightforward. And ultimately what you want to be doing is setting it up so it works for you. For me, I like 1, 2, 3. I like it so easy. I like it like, oh, I got to do, a Zoom meeting, or I got to do a presentation. Let's do it. So I have 2 ways of interacting in my office. One is this way, and one is through my computer, which is, right here, right there. This is my computer right there. So what I like to do is, it's for me, it's super easy. I'm on a Zoom meeting and it's going to be me seated, or I actually get up all the time in Zoom meetings and I just push back and I walk around and I just adjust my screen so people can see me. Or is it this one? So like I have 2 setups where I go, which all I need to do is figure out which one it is and then I go to it. We're going to talk about where to look and other things like that in the next video. This is already way too long. I'm Roger Haskett. We're talking to business leaders about how to create right now we're talking about how to create an online remote home office so that you still can get what you need done and it still doesn't take forever to do, so that it's it's reliable. All these things, check, 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 check. It just stand up and you do it. We're going to talk about wardrobe. We're going to talk about other stuff like that in this coming week. Okay, this next couple of videos. I'm Roger Haskett, and that's it.